evening, good morning, good afternoon, everyone, wherever you are watching us from. I'm your regular host for Connect with Comfort Show. My name remains Comfort Eyitayo. On this program, we aim to add value to people on business, enterprise, and personal growth. Each show is organized to feature a special guest who usually are subject matter experts that helps us to throw more insight into the topic of the day. I'm glad you are able to join us today. You are most welcome. Today's interesting topic is entrepreneurial home. I'll take that again, entrepreneurial home. Let me begin with a simple but powerful truth. Every great entrepreneur comes from a home, but not every home is intentional about raising entrepreneurs. I'm sure you can agree with me on that. When we hear the word entrepreneurship, our minds often jump to boardrooms, balance sheets, startup, innovation hubs, and the likes. But long before the business plan is written, long before the risk is taken, entrepreneurship is quietly shaped at home, around the dining table, sometimes in the kitchen, and even on the playground. In the way questions are asked and answered, in the freedom to try, fail, learn, and retry again. Those moments shape the mindset of entrepreneurs from home. The entrepreneurial home is not necessarily wealthy, loud, or complex. It is a home that nurtures curiosity, rewards initiative, teaches responsibility, and models resilience. It is a space where children are encouraged not just to ask, what do you want to be, but also what problem can you solve. Today's discussion is inviting us to look beyond enterprises and examine environments, beyond profits to values, beyond external success to foundational influence. Because if we truly desire a generation that is innovative, resourceful, and resilient, then we must pay attention to the culture of our homes, the first incubator of ideas and the earliest classroom of leadership is the home. So, as we explore the topic entrepreneurial home, may we reflect honestly, learn intentionally, and commit deliberately to building homes that don't just raise dependents but develop creators, thinkers, and solution providers. Once again, I would like to thank you for being a part of this important conversation today. I invite you to listen with open mind and live with clear actions to pursue. You are most welcome. We will go into all this in a short while after the short time out. Please remain connected. We will be right back. Thank you very much. Like we have a glitch. We are supposed to be on break now.
Being relevant in your field of occupation is proof that you are properly educated. When my parents and I were thinking about my university education, Owen University Iwo was our first choice. Owen University helps you to get the most of whatever course you're studying and also educates you on how to excel in a competitive labor market. From the day I arrived here, I knew when I would graduate, and my mind has been positively transformed since then, thanks to my able lecturers. My name is Salome. I am a medical student, a sanctuary keeper, and a violinist at Boma University. To the medical world, remember my name.
Bowen University for excellence and godliness.
You are welcome back. It's my pleasure to introduce our special guest of this day. She's not a stranger. This is not her first time on Connect with Comfort show. So she's no other than Ameena Ismail.
Yes.
Ameena is a public health consultant, entrepreneur, and strategic voice in gender focused child development, with a growing reputation as a leading advocate for the boy child in Africa. She is the founder and lead strategist at Nurturing the Boy Child Academy, an innovative platform providing transformational resources, learning interventions, and coaching for parents, educators, and institutions invested in the holistic development of boys. Her academy is redefining what it means to raise emotionally grounded, purpose driven young men in today's fast paced world. With an associate degree in Islamic psychology and over a decade of hands on parenting experience raising four boys, Ameena fuses real life insight with research backed strategies to build safe, empowering environments where boys can thrive and not just survive. She is the author of the acclaimed guidebook, Now I Have a Son, What Next? A practical tool for mothers navigating the complex journey of raising boys in today's world, and the creator of the widely used connection cards for mom and dad of boys, a 60-piece activity deck that has helped transform relationship between boys and their parents across households and communities. Ameena also brings her expertise into the field of maternal mental health, where she is passionate about leveraging digital health technologies to improve emotional wellness outcome for vulnerable women. So she's not only for boys, she's also for girls that will grow into women. Her research and intervention in this space are gaining recognition for their innovative and impactful approach. Whether she's delivering a key presentation, designing family-centered solutions, or engaging thought leaders on parenting and development, Ameena remains a credible voice and visionary leader committed to reshaping the future of one boy at a time. When she is not working, she will like to you will likely find her experimenting with recipes and baking irresistible banana bread, yummy yummy, and cakes for friends and family. You have you whet my appetite. Please join me in making welcome our special guest of today, Ameena Ismail. You are most welcome, Ameena, and thanks
Thank
very
you.
much for availing us of your precious time this Sunday evening to share
Thank
insights with our audience. You are welcome.
thank you. Thank you so much, Ma. Good evening, Mom. Good evening, everyone. It's such an, when you're called once, to a platform, you're like, okay, oh, you're happy, you're honored. Or when you're called again, you're like, okay, now this is something. So yes, thank you so much, Ma, for constantly having me here. It's a platform I love. I love the work that you're doing. I love how you just keep raising the bar and setting a standard that no, it doesn't have to be within a particular, anything, age, whatever. And it's so amazing. And we're constantly inspired by you. Thank you so much, Ma. Consistency. If consistency had a name, it would be you, Ma. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. I appreciate.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
we'll
ma'am.
go straight into the topic of the day to help our audience to understand the concept. What does the term entrepreneurial home mean to you as a person?
Okay, Ma. So just like you mentioned to the audience, thank you everyone for joining. Just like you mentioned, I picked it and I said yes, I was going to expand on it before I start. It's that we should come with an open mind. You're going to be hearing a lot of things that you're like, where is this coming from again? But the truth is, as we all know, life is changing. Everything is evolving. Our places of work, everything, there's AI, there's so much going on, and we should evolve with it. And funny enough, we are evolving with it. But when it comes to the family, we've stayed stuck because there isn't really any school you go to, there isn't really anything guiding, there isn't any what's it called, any carrot or stick. Nobody is rewarding you for anything. So for the family, we always just say, okay, let's just keep doing what it is that we're doing. After all, nobody comes into my home to question me. So you're going to be hearing a lot of new things, but it should be things that you should embrace because we've been here working this work for quite a while, and we've seen how the way we have run our family have not helped us, in that family system and even as a society at large. So an entrepreneurial home is a family that operates like a business. It's a family that is taken seriously, that has a vision, that has systems, that has structures. It's a family that works on routines and principles and not just on how my parents parented me or handing everything over to God like we usually do. We will pray and fast and hope that my children become, they become these shining lights and they become leaders. So that is what an entrepreneurial home is. A home that doesn't leave things to chance, doesn't leave things to guessing, and doesn't leave things to prayer alone. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much for that illuminating explanation. Yes, sometimes I was going to add when I was making that intro that yes, for those that it's not too late for, some in a, it may be a bit late in time, but the knowledge that we share today can also still help them to guide their maybe grandchildren. And but more importantly, for those that it's not too late for to make the necessary correction, we are saying be intentional, be in a way you guide your children, your family, the way you guide them to an expected end, so that
Yes,
you
ma'am.
just don't leave things that
To
it will
chance.
happen the way it normally
Yes,
happens. Like
yes,
that's what you are saying. It shouldn't be by chance. So
yes, ma'am.
that's a very illuminating explanation. Thank you very much. Can a home truly operate with an entrepreneurial mindset, and what would that look like in practice?
Yes, ma. So a home can. And, a lot of times we come with this mindset of, oh, running a family doesn't require a manual. Running a family is just, we just take, it just comes to us naturally. Just like we don't go to really, okay, apart from a few religious bodies that put together things, like counseling sessions before marriage, there isn't really any strict process that you go through. And then let's even say there's something for marriage. For parenting is like nothing. There's nothing at all that you do to prepare you for that great and your most important job, which is called parenting. But what we've come to see is that that is the root of almost all of the problems we have in our society today. Almost every problem is a parenting problem. It's an adult carrying out a behavior that wasn't corrected as a child. And we're talking at the workplace, in governance, everywhere. If these things were checked. So yes, a home can be an entrepreneurial home. And let us break it down so it doesn't sound so complicated. All we're saying is, because when we hear entrepreneur, we're like, no, I better go. My own is 9 to 5. I don't have energy. I cannot. No, it is not like we're saying, okay, go and build a factory and start and take like 1,000 workers. No, it is seeing your children as as agents. It's seeing your children as lights. It's seeing your children as, those tools that God has put in your hands, and that has God has put in your hands to say, see, you're going to live tomorrow, but what are you leaving behind? Because it was not a mistake. I created these children. I created this family for a purpose. So firstly, God didn't just randomly pick two people and throw them together. No, he is not a confused God. He is very intentional in the things that he does. So he will pick one person and pick another person who is meant to complement that person, and together. And remember, they're coming from a background. That background, if we check right, we just have lost a lot. We've lost so much in our process of just becoming, I don't know, woke and all of that. But every family stands for something. If you ask your grandfather and you sit down and they tell you the story of that family, there's something they stood for. It's either they are good marketers, or they are good farmers, or they are healers that they deal with herbs, and that is what that family is known for. Or a particular family is known for, the people that is like they are sages, the wisdom, the people in charge of, if there's a problem, that when you go to this family, you'll be able to get solutions to this problem. There is something, but we have lost it. I don't think if I go to my mother now, she will even be able to tell me, exactly. Maybe my grandmother, yes, she can trace it. So we got lost along the line, but it is possible. All we're saying is, what is your family history? Can you go back and find out what it is that your family stands for? And now, how can you look at yourself and say, okay, what do I even value as a person? And even if you can't have access to that, it is fine. You can start to rewrite your own family history starting from today and saying, what do I stand for? And even if you're not married yet, please welcome to the club. This is when it's even most important for you. Who am I? What are my values? What are the things that mean a lot to me? And what are the things that mean a lot to me that I don't even have now? You can start to build it. And then from then, if you have a family, okay, now we're in business. Now, what are the rules that are guiding your family? What are the governing principles? What is your mission? What is your vision as a family? Where are you going? What do you want to be remembered for in this world today? We look at the Awolowos, we look at, the Nnamdi Azikiwe family, we look at the Awolowos in particular, and I know that you can trace back to say, okay, this is what these people stood for. So it is a thing. It is something that we can build on. And even the Anikulapo family, it's another family that you look at and you say, they stood and they still stand for something. So can we take that and say that, what is it that you believe in? What is it? But the thing is, we don't take ourselves seriously. We don't take our life seriously. We're just like, whatever happens. But that's the mistake we're trying to correct. We're saying, how intentional can you be with documenting things, with putting things such that even when you leave this world, your children have something to hold on to look back and say, this was how my mother did this, especially when it comes. And that's why journaling is very important. Journaling every day is very important. You journal about your life, you journal about your processes. It is so key. It is literally what you're leaving for your children to say, even after I'm gone, you can continue. This is my life in a book. Yes, ma. So, and I know it still sounds very bogus, but we're going to break it down. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, time permitting. So I think that leads nicely to look at what we call entrepreneurial home. How different is that from the traditional home? I think because you've actually touched on that, talking of what we stand for, and the
Yes.
issue of mindset plays a large role, because when you talk of ordinary the traditional
Yes.
home, maybe wake up, have your breakfast, and everybody go their own way, the children go to school and all that. But the little conversation you have over the dining table, playground and things like that, about, oh, try to conserve, don't waste, no wastages, because you need to, or that, like we teach our children, those times they even taught our parents taught us to have this what we call polo, this small safe something. They
Savings,
give you,
yes, ma'am. Piggy
yes,
bank, yes, ma'am.
banks, they
Yes,
give you money.
ma'am.
You
And
you
save,
are more or
yes.
less brainwashed that when they give you money, you mustn't think of spending. You mustn't think of spending, because there are greater things to come that you may want
Okay.
to apply that
Yes,
money to. I think
yes,
that is beginning of entrepreneurial indoctrination at home.
mindset.
So
Yes.
if we are now comparing traditional home and entrepreneurial home, what is that unique thing that we can say, one word that will stand it out?
So we would say values. We would say values because no system, no business, just like no business runs on its own with anyhowness and with without predictability. It's the same thing for a home. So if you want to build an entrepreneurial home, you have to have something. Values are the foundation that your home stands on. So you walk into a bank now, you see they have their vision, their mission, their guiding principles. What do you have as your home? That are the values you talked about, saving now. That is you teaching your children how not to be wasteful. That is you teaching your children how to be resourceful. So what are the values that mean something to you that this child will imbibe and already start to think as a problem solver? So problem solving is another value that is very important in our home. For us, kindness is because whatever business you're going to start tomorrow, you can't stand it on harshness and brashness. And even the scripture says, I'm a Muslim, so there's a part where the Allah was telling the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that, see, they are listening to you. You're having this many following. You're having people turn to Islam and leave their idol worshiping because of your compassion, your empathy, your kindness. If you were aggressive, if you were wicked, if you were mean, they wouldn't have listened to you. So, as a human being, an entrepreneur is literally a leader, a pathfinder, someone who is going to solve problem, identify a particular problem and start to solve it. And he can't do it alone. He's going to work with a team. So that's why one of our values too at our home is teamwork. You can't, no man is an island. You can't work alone. So we have this thing where our children, when it comes to doing chores in the morning before we go to school, so one person fills everybody's lunch water bottle, one person cleans everybody's shoes, one person hangs everybody's shirt, another person is assigned to hang everybody's trousers. We do that because we want you to be able to care for your brother's things just like you care for yours. And if you're in an organization, you're already teaching that child. That's an entrepreneurial mindset rather than just leaving everything. We have a routine, we have a schedule that says this is what you do in the morning, this is what you do in the afternoon, this is what you do in the evening, and this is everybody's role and responsibilities. So what are we saying? Is that not like a business? Is that not what you do at work? So we glorify these things and make it look like, oh, because there's a wage for it, because I'm being paid for it, that's the only time I should show up in that way. And then the moment we get home, we remove our wig, we throw our bags here, we throw our shoes here, and then we get into anyhow mode. No, but the moment you start to see your family as seriously as you see that job, even more seriously than you see that job that you're coming from, trust me, it's going to be a game changer in your home, because you're raising leaders. You're not just raising the common man, you're raising someone that is going to be a problem solver tomorrow, and you have to take it seriously because it literally is a very serious business. Yes, ma'am.
Fantastic. Maybe just to add to that, what really makes a difference is good parenting that allows children to raise up ideas,
Yeah.
contribute instead of just shutting them down. If
Yes,
somebody
ma'am.
wants to talk, you ask him to shut up and things like that.
It won't work.
It kind of kills, yeah, it kind of kills that
Creativity.
creativity in that child. And if
Yes,
we are
ma'am.
talking of entrepreneurship, innovation comes out of that kind of mindset. So we have to teach them how to start thinking of solving problems, and
Yes, ma'am.
that way is what make the difference between the traditional home where children are just to be seen, not to be heard,
Need to be
and
heard.
entrepreneurial home. Thank you very much. Um, if we look at it, you said so much about leadership context when you compare with what we do at work. So if we are looking at it, leadership in terms of leadership and roles within the home, who sets the vision for the home, and how intentional is that process?
Okay. Okay. So truthfully, while we believe in and we advise a lot of, because like we said, no man is an island. We are a team. We are a team. But the parents of the home are the shepherds. The parents of the home are the ones leading this team. So you have to, so you can see why you need to update your knowledge when it comes to parenting, when it comes to things that are happening around the world. You need to. So yes, the parents are, but it's, see, parenting and building a home is all about marketing. You need to now sell this vision to your children, not beat it into them, not code it into them. No, you need to sell it into them. And how do we do that? We do that use having family meetings. We do that when we are involved in our children's lives, and like you said, allow our children to have a voice and also invite them to our world while we also interact with their own world. So you can't be a what's it called, so like have like this military barracks like authoritative, it is me and me alone. You can't have that mindset, or else your children would do it, they become hypocritical. They do it when you're there, the moment you turn away they don't do it. But we want to be able to integrate these values into the lives of our children, and so you need to be an authority, but you carry them along. So we have weekly family meetings. We touch base every single day, and it's in that touching base, is in while we're eating, while we're having conversations, while we're dressing up for work, we're having conversations. How was your day? Oh, you see what happened between you and this friend yesterday? Do you think what you did, the way you responded, is part of our family values? We talk about being kind and being empathetic. We talk about being loyal. We talk about, we standing up for the truth. Is that what you did? And if not, you gradually and with kindness correct that behavior. And there's so many ways to do it, using role plays. In the evening, when we're back from work like this, we do a little bit of drama. We watch, we tell stories of people of the old, even my own upbringing. We share it with them just to sell them that value. And it is not a one-off thing. It is not a sprint. It literally is a marathon, something that you will do day in, day out, continuously, till it is ingrained in that child. And once it is, trust me, that child will carry that value to wherever it is, whether as an entrepreneur or you're building a career. But mostly, it will come very, very important and very useful to him if he is building something, because you can't build on nothing. He has that foundation, and it is going to help him.
That's
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that I know we can leave it to go on. I know we need to touch base on the other one,
No.
but
Yes,
it's a
ma'am.
very in fact, your answer to that question has answered the three other questions I have under that heading. Now, fantastic, we dealt with about the leadership and roles within home, which you have explained
Mention.
fully. Now, if we look at the financial aspect, what is the financial culture of the home? Like, how open are financial conversation in the home? Because we are talking of entrepreneurial home.
Okay.
How
Yes,
open
ma'am.
are we?
So, looking at growing up, we weren't very open when it comes to, when it came to finances. You hear a mother say, go out, go out, go out. I'm counting money. If they ask, if you ask your mom, mommy, how much did this thing cost? No, no. When you're not old enough to know about that yet. Or you say, mommy, this is beautiful. No, when you grow up and you make your own money, you can buy it. So there was a lot of shielding us from finances. It looked like it was a taboo. We shouldn't go close to it. And so we grew up knowing that, that money doesn't grow on trees. You have to finish your education. You have to attain a certain age and certain level before you even know about money. And that is why a lot of us are struggling with money making. And so it is something we need to correct at this time, where we introduce our children to money. And it's not like you carry money and you're flashing it in their faces. As little as something called budgeting. Sit down and have a conversation with them. Okay, this is this month's budget. Okay, this is what mommy receives. Why can't you tell your child how much you receive? You think he's going to announce it to his friend, or you think he's going to steal your money or rob the bank? I don't even know. Don't expose children to money. It makes it so those myths. No, it's about how you put it to them and what you're constantly teaching them. It's about the teaching. Parenting is not a one-off thing. It's in the teaching. So give them 1,000 and say, okay, make a budget. First of all, you definitely teach them, you show them, okay, this is what I do monthly. If you feel like it's too much, okay, you're talking about a budget of running in 200, 300,000. No, let's start with 1,000 and say, okay, I have 1,000. I need to buy this number of fruits. How do we do it? And that is all I have. And then we do that. We will play it. We do markets. Okay, you are the seller. Me, I'm the buyer. Okay, so we bring money. Sometimes you can use paper money. You can use paper money. And I'm talking something you can teach this to a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old. We always think we have to wait till our children are old, till they are teenagers. No, by then they've lost the interest. There's something called the window of opportunity, where they are curious, where it is natural for them to be curious about things like that. Don't lose it. Once you lose it, you will struggle to teach them when you think that's the right time. No, God didn't make a mistake by making children curious. It's us that kills the curiosity in them by telling them to shut up and sit down when they are asking very vital questions. So it's just lazy parenting when we don't want to teach them, honestly. But when we stand up and start and decide to do that work, we'll see that we're raising wise children who don't just know about things in theory, but they literally see you carry it out, because they go with you to the market. You don't leave the market runs to only the house help and the nannies. You take them along to the market so they see how these things are. And these are things that when you're now talking about, okay, don't waste the resources that you have at home. You remind them that remember how much this thing costs. They can relate, but we're struggling a lot because we're shielding our children from real life experiences. And then we come back to complain that they don't understand what we're doing. They can't understand because you're not showing them the real life as it is. Yeah, so it is. I hope we're going to do differently, really. And let's start by budgeting, by teaching them to save, saving, investing, giving back. Just divide that colo that you said into 4 and tell them, let us put how much in this. And then when they spoil something, you tell them that, we have to take this from your budget. We have to take this from your money, from your savings. That's teaching a child responsibility. Even if it's not going to cover it, you tell him that, you might need to work extra in the house. See, this topic, like you said, is very broad. It will take us, 3 days if we go, but
it's actually very broad. It's something that we should have done in part, even with the
yes,
money
yes, ma'am.
you are showing. For instance, part of what you said just ignited something in me, because when we are talking of role play, even the practical type of taking your children with you to the market, from the perspective of you are working within a fixed
Okay.
income. This is
Yes.
what we have. It's like your piggy
Mhm.
bank. You cannot spend the money that's not in your piggy bank.
That is not
Of
there.
course, we
Yes.
desire this, we desire that. How is that the piggy bank money can only afford so much. Therefore, you start teaching them how to prioritize which ones are important now,
Mm.
which one
Yeah.
are that can
Which
be
one we should shift
delivered
to later?
later, and things like that. And like you said,
Mhm.
if something is broken, if you break something, we are taking it out. You are instilling the discipline, financial discipline, and
Mm.
all the other things that works with entrepreneurial home. So, like you said, it's really, really a broad topic, but we will have to make sure that we touch base on the other
On the
aspects.
other thing, yes, ma'am.
The issue of managing or teaching them the value of money is also to expose them to possibility of financial shock. Like, okay, you are within certain means, something can happen that sets you back. Maybe a father lost, the breadwinner lost the job temporarily before he's able to get another one, or before you get assistance, you need to cut down so that it doesn't look strange to them that, are you punishing me? I used to take two eggs. Now you are telling me I can only take half egg. I have to share one egg with my brother. With that training from the beginning, and once they get into that training, they will get to know. Like streams of income too. Our parents back in the days, we run errands. Like my grandmother, I come back from school, go and hawk this, I will hawk a different thing for my auntie. From that young age, it's already impacted in you that you need to make money, legit
Multiple
money,
streams of
of course,
income.
make money, and then you are not lazy when you get to that age to do it for yourself. Then
Yes, ma'am.
you just find it easy to move into. So those are the aspect that relates into the entrepreneurial that we need to touch base on. Then the aspects of the need to continue to learn skills and capacity building. What practical skills are intentionally taught at home, either financial literacy, negotiation, planning, and things like, what are those things that are taught in entrepreneurial home that is not the same in traditional home?
Okay, ma. So, what's it called? My aim today is to break it down as simply as possible to you, so you don't see this thing as, I'm saying you should go and build Badangote refinery and get your children to be, one marketing manager. One, no, this is something. Parenting is a skill. The parenting is an is a venture where you're raising end in mind. Those little things that look little to you are not little. So when we say chores, we say, no, no, this one is dangerous. How can my child put on gas? How can my child fry egg? No, I don't want them to go through what I went through. Forgetting that thing you went through was what built you. So it is common because we call it chores. We call it housework. It is, we literally look down on it, but it is called life skills. This is called life skills. These are things that build you. These are things that will make you. When we're talking planning, we're talking. You can't. How do you cook a pot of rice without planning? Without planning, do I even have rice? Do I have the tomatoes that's going to I'm going to use as the sauce, as the base for that jollof rice? Do I have the seasoning to use for it? I have to literally plan. That's you teaching your child planning. We talked about budgeting earlier. We talked about even media literacy. So we've talked. Okay, so we've handled house chores. Sometimes you can take out something. Let's say you take out granite oil and say, how can we even make this rice? you know um something that we can consume if we don't have granite oil. If we maybe what we have is just palm oil, you're not doing it because you're poor. You're doing it because you're trying to teach a child how to problem solve. Because if a child, as an entrepreneur, we face it every single day where something happens, light just went off, the inverter went dead, something. What do we do? And you have to think on your feet. So you're teaching your child to think on your feet. And let's go to media. Shebi, we're saying, okay, we're in the new age and everything. Now, what we do is that we allow our children to just be media consumers, to just be tech consumers, and not tech. What's it called?
So,
Providers themselves. Yes, and not tech savvy. Being tech savvy is you using tech to ease your life, and it's teaching them little things like using the washing machine. Oh, so many of us have all of these washing machines, all these big gadgets, and our children don't know how to do it. We leave it for only we call them Aiki in the north, only the nannies and the house helps to do. They don't know how to operate these things. Then when it comes to computer, have you taught your child how to use Canva? Have you taught your child to how to create slides on Canva. So we're working on our schedule for the holiday. And we're just going to put it together. And it's the boys that will create it. And so they create it with a lot of, things that they love. The one that loves cars is going to use car pictures, something that he likes. And so it is personalized to him. That child will love to follow that routine because it has him written all over it. So these are how to bring all of this was these skills to life. These skills are the skills that he's going to use if he even wants to start something as little as making lemonade, making a juice. We make it look like, you have to wait till you're old. Even now, what can you do? In the community where my children are at, they're trying to get them to write a storybook. And every day they told them that they should write down, for 10 minutes, for just 10 minutes every day, just write something down. Even if it's 2 lines you can get in that day. That is training your child. That is training your child to see that he can do something. He has an intellect and God wants him to do something with it. But we don't do this. We wait till they are old, they finish university, and then we start running up and down looking for a certificate from one friend to the other. Please give my son a job. Please give my daughter a job. When there are so many problems out there that they can solve. If we started at a very early age, trust me, they won't be thinking at that level of a common man. They will see themselves as problem solvers. Yes, ma'am.
Fantastic. So much to do. We have a contribution before I go to the next question.
Yes, ma'am.
From Tayo, streaming from Lagos. He asks, what practical steps can a family take to begin transforming their home into an entrepreneurial environment?
Yes,
What would be your
yes, sir.
response?
Okay, so I'm just going to give you 3 steps, just so we don't. It's loaded, but it's something that you can start today, sir. Just sit down with your wife and say, where are we going? Where are we going as a family? What do we want to stand for? What do we want to be known for? And then you have a list and just write what's our vision as a family? What do we want to be remembered for? For us, we are impact makers. My dad was an impact maker. He served in Rotary for years. Even when he left Rotary, anything that has to do with helping and helping the next person, working in orphanages and all of that, he's always been that way. So I grew up seeing service as a part of my life. And so what I'm doing now, it's not far from what he was doing and even his grandmom used to do. So can you see that there's a pattern? And so it will be a disservice to my children if I don't drag them into whatever it is, little, however little, to teach them. So even if it's okay, take this food to the neighbor. They see that I'm doing something, I'm helping someone. Okay, the man downstairs that needs something, can we help him? And then now to the programs that I do. There's no program I do, I don't involve them in it. And even some of my friends, oh yeah, go and serve as this, go and serve as that. Can you see how you are already, your vision, whatever vision you have decided that this is what you want to be remembered for, you're breaking it down and saying, okay, what values are we going to build this vision on? Oh, for me, like I said earlier, compassion, hard work, we are a team, all of those things. So those are the things that are going to guide you. If possible, frame it and put it somewhere that everyone in the house can see. And then you're gradually teaching your children every single day. It's not every time you say, have you washed your clothes? There should be interactions. Okay, this is it. How was your day today? How did you carry out, this value, the value of gratitude? Can we have a time where we meet as a family and we write in our journal on a daily basis, our gratitude journal? What are we grateful for today? What are we grateful for today? Something as little as that. You've made gratitude a culture in your home. And that is, so it's not in the big things, it's in the little things, but over a long period of time. So that is it. And then we talked about financing too. We talked about finances too. And then there should be an accountability system. But it will only work if the parents themselves are holding themselves accountable. You need to learn the new ways of disciplining children. You can't go screaming. Your children will not listen to you, especially when they become teenagers. Do you understand the right way of disciplining them? So can you see how parenting is not a kalo thing anymore? We need to literally sit down and learn it. So when I call parents to say, let's come on parenting training, it's not because I want to collect your money. There are ways to these things. Okay. So it looks like NEPA has done a number on us.
Well, we can still hear you, but it's just
okay.
okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. All right. I think
that's improvisation, and that's what we are talking about. I
Yes,
see a
improvising.
contribution from Banjo, but I think you've actually spoken to the
Oh,
person
okay. This
contributing on
inverter will not take us again.
what's
Okay, the
happening.
inverter is not taking us again, right? Okay, we'll just manage. You can put it off. You
But
can put it off, Kali. Sorry,
okay,
ma. We're
no, it's
having.
okay.
Yes, you can put it off. Put it off. Sorry,
It's
ma.
one of no, it's one of those
Yeah.
things. You still be able to continue, right?
Yes, I will. I will. If you can manage the darkness.
No, we can see you. We can see you.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Right, it will be better, but we can see you. I think that.
Yes,
So I was just
ma'am.
saying that Bayo or Banjo shared another contribution, but you have actually spoken to what he was trying to ask about. What are the type of behaviors that parents should intentionally do to create in an entrepreneurial home? I think we've talked about mindset, we've talked about financial culture, we've talked about resilience. All those things are things that would work well for family to build an entrepreneurial home as as early as possible.
It's
And then
possible.
when
Yes.
yeah, when we even talk of some like I use my own example, running errands for my auntie, my grandmother, and all that, speaking to streams of income, not
Yes,
depending
ma'am.
on just not depending on just one source. And you know the family is going to be better for it. All this money coming from the different ventures are things that we use as a family. So as a child, you get to understand that it's desirable to have streams of income. And like we have said, also making them to participate in the venture, in the little enterprises. It's not like in the days that we call child abuse. Then it was like a happy thing to do to help the
Yeah.
family enterprise, and
Yes, ma'am.
everybody is getting involved to do one thing. In fact, it was a joy for us to do because we know at the end result is that we are better for it in terms of financials. Okay, so we've talked about capacity, the skills that we need to inbuilt into our children right from the age zero, and then to expose them to entrepreneurship and career path. We can also quickly look at faith aspects, ethics, and purpose. How does faith inform the home's approach to work, wealth, and enterprise?
Yes, ma'am. So faith is key in this because firstly, if you believe that your child is not just a common man. Your child is not just your child is literally a treasure that God put in your hands to be able to mold and guide and become for him to become a change maker. There's something that he has been brought to this world to do. You will see that because of that, you have to work. Because of that, you have to plan. You can't leave everything to God. You know, God will not come and do what it is that he knows that you can do and he has instructed you to do. But the thing is, we shield them and we're doing the work of God. We want to protect them, and then we want God to come and do our work, which is to actually train them. You know, because you mentioned earlier when you talked about the things that I remember carrying my mom's things before. She didn't have a physical shop then. She's a lecturer in the university, yet she had her goods in the car, in the boot of her car. And we will literally drag that sack of atampa, all of the adires and all of that to the car every time when what's it called? When they come to the house, some of her clients come to the house, we will drag it out of the room again. You know, we'll sort them out and all of that. All of those things taught us, you know, it built a lot of resilience and strength in us that, okay, you know, this is something, and she was proud of it. And so, why wouldn't I be proud of what it is that I'm doing? So, first of all, what are you doing? Do you even take your children to the places of work? That belief, you know, children, when children see tangibility of our faith, they are more it's easier for them to believe in this God that we keep calling. So, okay, you know, you tell them that there's a problem, okay, there's a cash flow problem and all of that. Now show them that, you know, we're able to get across to 1, 2, 3 clients. And now do you know that they've paid a particular sum of money, and now we can get those things that we wanted to get. That is you. See, we need to go. come down from this horse, high horse that we put ourselves. Like parenting is, we put ourselves on this pedestal, and we know want our parents to see, our children to see us as perfect. But let them understand these day-to-day things, and it will help them to appreciate that life is not just a I don't know, life is not just something you just walk into. It's something you have to walk through. Yes, ma'am. So basically that's it. So faith is tied to the work. We cannot separate it. Anything, any faith you have and you're not working, trust me, you're not doing anything. Even God does not approve of it, because he won't come and do what it is that you're not doing. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Like I said, we should have broken this into two parts because it's like we have so much that are yet to be touched, yet we've said so much already in this conversation. While we were on, we had so many people join us. I believe some of them are your fans because I was seeing some names. Those I was able to pick, let me quickly appreciate them. We have Taiwo Ojo, those are regular Dr. Taiwo Ojo from Abuja, Dr. Asenyi from Abuja, streaming from Abuja. We have Def Nora, if I get the name right. If not, please pardon me. I was just quickly picking them. We have Health Odizi. We have Bosede Oyesanmi,
Yes,
then
thank you.
Stacy Kelly at Wellbeing Lifestyle, Mary, Miriam Sulaiman from Kano, Uche Bolale from Oshogbo,
Mm,
Oyinsola Taiwo, and a whole lot of others because I was just
thank
trying to
you.
pick those ones I've been able to.
Thank you,
I
everyone, for
want to say thank
joining.
you,
Thank you.
Bosede. So I want to appreciate all of you for joining us.
Yeah.
I believe that the little we have been able to share today, we'll find time to bring the other part that we've not been able to touch today, to bring it so that we can know better. Because actually, when we have a well-grounded home, then the nation will be better for it.
Yes,
Right
ma'am.
from the home, you go to the workplace, and then the nation. So it's a thing that is worthwhile spending time on. And I want to believe that you gain one or two things. We have Bolanle also streaming. Okay, Bolanle streaming from Oshogbo. Thank you all. And those that have not been able to mention or have not been able to capture your name, we recognize you, we appreciate you. I want to appreciate highly our guest for today because when I was looking at the time, it's like I should have a string to hold the time to stop the time from flying because I'm enjoying the way
Yes,
Ameena was
ma'am.
teaching all this great insight for us. And I thank you very much, Ameena, for doing
Thank
this.
you, ma'am.
God will
Sure, ma'am.
continue to bless you, continue to enrich the work of your hand. And then,
Thank you,
by the
ma'am.
grace of God, the little corners and little influence that we have, we will also be able to contribute to the larger society to make it better. And all this I don't have, if some of the people have this training from the beginning,
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
the mindset will be different.
It'll be
So
different.
I
Yes,
thank you.
ma'am.
Yeah, I thank you very much. Like I said, I'm going to work on getting a part B of this conversation to help
Yes,
our
ma'am.
audience to learn more
Yes,
about
ma'am.
all these
Yes, ma'am.
useful tips that okay, we have a contribution from Dr. Asen. Let me quickly take it. Since faith without work is dead, entrepreneurial homes must build skills for children to be
Yes,
independent
sir.
in life.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. That
That's
is
very
that is
true.
a good
That
way to
sums up
wrap it up.
everything. Yes.
Honestly, because
Yes, ma'am.
even when they say teach your child in the path you want him to work, so that when he grows up
When he is old, he won't depart from it. Yes.
it will not be there.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
and then that's what will give you peace is the way you
Yeah.
train your child. Thank you very much,
Mm.
Dr. Sen, for that beautiful contribution. So, I will just quickly round up because time is is not
Okay.
friendly. As we come to the end of this conversation, the entrepreneurial home on truth stands out clearly. Entrepreneurship doesn't begin in the marketplace, and that one our guest has told us clearly. It begins at home. We have a lot of work to do from home. The home is the first boardroom. where values are set, the first training ground where discipline is learned, and the first incubator where ideas are either nurtured or neglected. Long before we write those business plans, we learn work ethic, resilience, integrity, stewardship, and faith around the dining table through daily conversation and by watching those we live with. An entrepreneurial home is not defined by wealth, big houses, or many businesses. It is defined by mindset. It is a home where initiative is encouraged, creativity is affirmed, failure is treated as a lesson, and responsibility is taught intentionally. It is a place where children and adults alike are empowered to think, solve problems, manage resources wisely, and dream boldly. As we live here today, may we be challenged to build homes that inspire enterprise, homes where ideas are welcomed, effort is praised, and character is never compromised. Home where faith, values, and hard work coexist. Homes that produce not just successful entrepreneurs, but balanced, ethical, and purpose driven individuals. So, I hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please, like I said, we will try and invite our guests for another part. Maybe we'll let you know when that one is coming up, because it's very important that we know all this. So, till I come your way again, let us remember, when the home is empowered, the business grows stronger. When the home is intentional, the future becomes more secure, and even our nation becomes more secure. So thank you once again, all of you, for your attention. Thank you for great insight, our guests for today, special guest for today. Your reflections and your commitment to building homes that shape builders, innovators, and leaders. May our homes truly become launch pads for impact. Thank you all. God bless. We have one, okay, that media. Somebody, Olasukomi. Oh, okay, Olasukomi, okay to you, my brother. How are you? Contribution quickly. My experience has taught me also that no matter how young the children are, when you involve them in your business, they will grow to love it, do it, and thrive in it. Fantastic. That is confirming all that we have been saying. Thank you all. Thank you, Olasukomi, Bayo, Banjo. Thank you for joining us. So this is where we anchor the program for today. Thank all of you. God bless you.